Grayson Tanner stands tall over his steel and concrete empire, eyeing the port of Long Beach like a general up in a control tower. Every stacked container, every crane swaying on the horizon mirrors his own hunger. Keep growing. No ceiling. That kind of vision takes serious mental discipline. Think of an entrepreneur kicking off the morning by spending 5 minutes reviewing their 3 most critical goals before even sipping that first coffee. Dial in fast, and you catch the brutal beat of business without letting the chaos own you. At 45, he's tasted that metallic flavor of victory plenty of times, but he's also learned that rushing can wreck a perfectly stitched strategy. When David Chin crackles to the intercom, stressing over a zoning approval delay, Grayson fires back, dead cold. Time is money, and I've got both. In high-performance mode, hitting deadlines is everything. Slap a simple Kanban board on the wall, and watch so-called complications turn into clear-cut wins. Don't get it twisted, though. Even the toughest titan hides a few cracks. When his second wife, Victoria, buzzes to nudge him about the charity ball, Grayson swaps the exec armor for the suit of a man in love. There's the takeaway. If you dominate your work calendar, you've got to schedule room for love, too. Block out 2 weekly slots for real deal dates, and guard them like board meeting gold. That razor-thin line between power and personal life sets the stage for what's coming next. Deadlines and balance sheets keep flying when the intercom flares up again, and, without peeling his gaze off the skyline, Grayson answers Victoria's silky voice. She coaxes pure socialite charm. Don't forget the aquarium gal at 7. In a blink, the mogul ditches a tie and slides on devoted husband mask. Do what he does. Set phone alerts so personal plans never slip. Fire up Google Calendar or Todoist and mix affectionate reminders right in with your work to-dos. Next, he pins on the limited edition brooch Felipe gave him for Christmas, a dash of Versace on that flawless suit. Little gratitude rituals hit, like a quick hug in the daily grind. Sneak a thank you note onto a co-worker's desk or fire off a fast text to a friend and feel the weight lift. Grayson grins, fully aware that tiny gestures reinforce bonds before he dives back into the corporate jungle. But as his eyes drift across a row of framed photos, something snags. Between the glitz of Victoria and Canon shots of sleek private jets, one quiet picture of Catherine sneaks in. Small yet heavy. For a heartbeat the past blazes like a lighthouse, proof that even a fortress has hairline fractures. That sliver will soon spark the next plot twist. Catherine Humphrey had barely started her day when a crisp white envelope, bearing the stamp of fancy law firm, landed in her shaky hands. In a flash, the life she'd rebuilt in silence, lukewarm coffees and modest spreadsheets, swelled with question marks. When that happens, you hit pause and dump the mental storm onto paper. Try a quick mind map or a 2-minute journal to sort feelings on the facts you need next. She rereads a summons for the reading of one Sebastian Callahan's will, a name that rings 0 bells. To stay cool, mentors swear by an emergency checklist. Confirm date, time, place, set transport. Nail the basics, and you can laser focus on the real puzzle. Why that invite showed up out of the blue. Still, behind the fancy letter hums a promise that fates are about to collide. Catherine senses that walking into that marble lobby won't just mean meeting lawyers and random relatives. She'll be face-to-face with a man who once lit up her whole world. Right there, the story jolts off its rails. At the conference room door, Catherine and Grayson lock eyes for the first time in years, a cocktail of shock and curiosity written on both faces. She pulls in a deep breath, remembering the power of staying centered when life sucker punches you. Exhale on a slow 5 count before you speak. That tiny gap can flip rash reactions into solid composure. Clutch when tension peaks. Mr. Woodward, low-key yet commanding, launches into Sebastian Callahan's will and, within minutes, drops the bomb. Catherine isn't just a named heir to a billion-dollar fortune. She's a magnate's legitimate daughter. Picture finding out a mystery mentor secretly footed all your tuition bills. Shock morphs into straight-up opportunity. If you ever land in that seat, write down the key questions on the spot. Origin of the fortune, legal strings, possible witnesses, and pull in prose, stat. The room falls into a thick hush, Grayson watching his empire seep through clenched fingers, Catherine staring wide-eyed at a life flipping inside out. That's the pivot from before to after. Time to revise priorities and build a personal plus pro strategy that salutes the past without being chained to it. The place crackles when James Woodward unveils Sebastian's secret note. The link between Catherine and Grayson was no accident. One last lesson in the making. Grayson, formerly fueled by nothing but numbers, feels a shot at redemption land on his shoulders. Here's the gem. Every hard hit hides a seed of transformation. Real-world move. After a tough feedback session, jot your growth points and schedule a weekly personal review meeting to track them. Catherine, meanwhile, rides a wave of rage, gratitude, and the gut-deep sense that her role just leveled up big time. Mentors say chop the monster goal into bite-sized steps. Today, dissect the ownership structure. Tomorrow, sit with financial advisor. Next, map concrete actions to honor the legacy. Big turns doable, one mini-mission at a time. As Woodward's last words echo, one thing's crystal. It's no longer about beating each other, but teaming up to steer the empire toward a bigger purpose. The second Woodward says most of Callahan's holdings are Catherine's. The room erupts in murmurs and objections. Margaret Callahan's voice cuts through, demanding respect for the family name, while Thomas blares about broken promises. Smart leaders de-escalate. Politely call for quiet, drop a quick fact recap, then push forward. Anybody can use that trick in a heated room. First validate emotions, then steer back to solutions. Instructs Victoria Tanner, stilettos clicking marble, eyes slicing Catherine with contempt. She reminds everyone this isn't just inheritance. It's real control over billion-dollar companies. Facing that kind of heat, prep anchor lines, short, steady phrases that lock your stance without blowing up, like, I get your concern, but the will's language is clear. Chaos spreads, Grayson scanning every reaction, calculating next moves, catching the glint of certain lawyers' grins. He clocks new alliances forming, doors he might shove open to turn the tide. At this exact moment, he and Catherine realize the coming chapter won't just be about titles. It'll be strategy plus grit. Through the Callahan uproar steps Lily Chun, Sebastian's quiet assistant, holding crucial notes on the mogul's final days. She says Callahan spent hours staring at an old portrait of Catherine, muttering about fixing past mistakes. Breadcrumb clues behind the will. When fresh intel drops, seasoned mentors yell, log everything. Use a note app, tag by date and topic, make future lookups painless. Lily's story swaps tension for raw curiosity. Why did Sebastian wait so long? That question fuels new strategy. High performers whip up hypothesis lists, jotting possible motives and testing them against solid evidence, refining their game plan on the fly. Catherine and Grayson turn palace intrigue into concrete action steps, keeping clarity dead center in the storm. As everyone absorbs a new layer of truth, it's obvious this family saga doubles as a masterclass in leadership and emotional smarts. With Lily's reveal, Catherine and Grayson realize the will wasn't just divvying assets. It was a call for mutual repair. They see the need for blunt, honest dialogue, carving out space to voice fears and hopes. Easy drill. Schedule a weekly 30-minute check-in purely for syncing visions and feelings. Builds a partnership. Kills misfires before they spark. Right then the shockwave hits Wall Street. 51% of Tanner's shipping stock is now Catherine's. Rumors fly, nerves fry. Crisis comm gurus push a message playbook. Core lines like commitment to ethics and long-term vision stay consistent in every press conference or social post, holding the brand steady. Accepting the game has shifted from solo command to joint construction. Grayson moves to pull the exec team into purpose workshops, fusing business strategy with social impact. A vital step to lock internal unity before the outside world demands the next act. DNA tests and airtight legal docs roll out, and the room straight up detonates. Concrete proof, undeniable blood ties, details flipping suspicion into certainty. Any pro worth their salt would build a decision panel board, mapping who must be informed and exactly what each needs to act in sync. Simple tool, big on killing rumors. Catherine feels a weight spike with every reveal. Inheriting isn't enough. She has to rule wisely. Mentors push impact metrics, like number staff trained in ethics or annual cuts in environmental fines, reviewed monthly. Turn fuzzy ideals into trackable wins, rallying her crew. Grayson, soaking up every lawyer's word, realizes he's not just CEO now. He's safeguarding a reputation slated for a full rebuild. He suggests an integrity committee with outside members for transparent oversight on every decision. If you've read this far, you already know monster challenges can flip into one-of-a-kind chances. Your move. Write your priority list, lock in weekly alignment meetings, craft impact indicators. Remember, a real legacy isn't your bank balance. It's the concrete changes you spark. Hit subscribe, smash the notifications, and keep learning power moves to turn your story into an inspiring success case.